sequence start.
The 1967 Apollo 4 mission was an uncrewed flight to test the Saturn V rocket as a viable launch vehicle for future manned missions. The test was a smashing success and a critical step in the U.S. space program. But the Saturn V was also incredibly loud, so loud that a rumor emerged claiming that the acoustic energy was sufficient to melt concrete. The Apollo 4 mission launched with a Saturn V on November 9, 1967, at 7 a.m. EST. When the 5 F1 engines ignited 8 seconds before liftoff, the sound pressure produced was so powerful that the waves buffeted the vehicle assembly building, launch control center, and press buildings even though the launch pad was more than 3 miles, 5 kilometers, away. CBS reporter Walter Cronkite and his producer had to hold on to their trailer's observation window as ceiling tiles fell to the floor, fearing it would shatter from the noise. Cronkite later claimed it was the most frightening space mission he'd covered. The Saturn V has taken on this sort of legendary, apocryphal status, said co-author Kenneth G. of Brigham Young University. We felt that, as part of the JASA's special issue on education and acoustics, it was an opportunity to correct misinformation about this vehicle. Their analysis of that acoustic environment incorporates NASA footage of the Apollo 17 launch, digitized by the Discovery Channel for a 2008 documentary, in which sound waves can actually be seen shortly after engine ignition because of the humid atmosphere and backlighting. Their physics-based model pegged the acoustic level at 203 decibels per G. 170 decibels is equivalent to 10 aircraft engines, while 200 decibels is equivalent to 10,000 aircraft engines. Given that the human threshold for pain is around 130 decibels, that's pretty darn loud. It just wasn't loud enough to melt concrete or set grass on fire. G. et al. Think the myth evolved out of confusion between sound power, comparable to a light bulb's wattage, and sound pressure, akin to the brightness of a light bulb. This would lead to faulty attempts to calculate the acoustic power of a Saturn V launch. If it turns out that reports of burning grass or melting concrete are confirmed, it would more likely be caused by a radiative heating from the plume or debris, not the sound of the Saturn V from the plume